I'm just making sure the autofocus is working. Hey, everybody. Um, Welcome back. My name is Elvis, and you're watching Joan of Our House. So, I already shot this video, the entirety of this video, which I yapped for about an hour or so, and all of it was out of focus, unusable, super blurry. It's not that bad. And I just I cannot use it, and it was like a little 13th reason, and I decided to call it a night and shoot probably the next day. Um, well, this is the day after that day, so 2 days ago. All right. I realized in the last video I kept saying May. I kept saying March when I meant to say May. But this is the last week of May, and all the movies that I saw. Oh, if you are new, my name is Elvis. I created an entire YouTube channel just for 1 year, just so I can watch and prove to myself and everybody who I tell that I am on a journey to watch 365 movies in 365 days. Um, I'm gonna link this video in the background in the description below. It is such a groovy song. There's hardly any views on it, and it is very funky. Who knows if it's AI, but man, damn good. First movie that I saw in the last week of May was Paid in Full, and I saw this movie on YouTube. It was for free, so I was like, "Fuck it, let's watch it." I didn't know that they were gonna censor the shit out of this movie. They took away all the curse words, which I get it, it's fine. This is the letterbox synopsis of Paid in Full. The American Dream, their way. Ace is an impressionable young man working for a dry cleaning business. His friend, drug dealer Mitch, goes to prison. In an unrelated incident, he finds some cocaine in a pants pocket. Soon, Ace finds himself dealing cocaine for Lulu. Via lucky breaks and solid interpersonal skills, Ace moves to the top of the Harlem drug world. Of course, unfaithful employees and rivals conspire to bring about Ace's fall. Yeah, this movie is very good, and I saw it before, and I remember thinking that it was so much longer than it was. I remember like the pacing was off. I remember like just kind of getting bored, but that wasn't the case this time. I saw this movie on YouTube, and they heavily censored all the curse words. It felt so off. It felt like a washed down version of this movie where like the characters were like I don't like I think taking away the curse words, and it really kind of took away on what the character was trying to say and trying to feel. Like if I said, "Hey, you'll get my shit," and if it just censored to, "Hey, you'll get my," it takes away kind of what the character probably might wanted to say. I think I'm getting I am getting too into it. But yeah, this movie is pretty good. This is the movie that kind of really got me into the black Saab with the gold BBSs. Yeah, this movie is pretty fun. The kind of first third, and then it gets like really serious, really tough by the second half of this movie, and yeah, it's tough. And the next movie that I saw was Hereditary. Um, this movie is pretty damn cool. So this is the synopsis to Hereditary via Letterbox, and this is what they say. Every family tree hides a secret. Following the death of the Lee family matriarch, Annie and her children uncover disturbing secrets about their heritage. Their daily lives are not only impacted, but they are also become entangled in a chilling fate from which they cannot escape, driving them to the brink of madness. Well said, but I think an oversimplification. This movie is so fucking crazy. Um, and you know, everybody says that this is the best horror movie and it's a masterpiece, and that it's the best, and everybody says it's the best. Oh, it's the best movie. I love Hereditary. Have you seen Hereditary? This is what I have to say about this movie. Yeah. Everyone says it's perfect and it's the greatest horror movie there is. And they're right. This is absolutely amazing. Yeah, this movie is fucking insane. I saw this movie with Manny, and this is the first time he's ever seen this movie. That dude was scared. Hey Manny, sorry for calling you out. But yeah, that dude was going through it. He was laying in his bed and I was sitting in my chair, and he was kind of like cuddled up and was like, "Oh fuck, oh my god." And everybody knows the post scene. He was like, when that happened, he looked at me and he kind of did this take. And it's like, yeah, that shit fucking happened. And even afterwards, and he kind of like gave me another look like, no way, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Yeah, man, that kid already has his own problems. This movie is damn good, and it is the best horror movie there is out there. The next movie that I saw was The Thing, 1982. This movie was amazing. I think this might arguably be one of the top contenders of my favorite horror movies of all time. This is what Letterboxd says it's about. Man is the warmest place to hide. What a little freak. A 12-man research team at a remote Antarctic research station discovers an alien buried in the snow for over 100,000 years. Soon unfrozen, the form-changing creature wreaks havoc, creates terror, and becomes one of them. Man, that is freaky as hell. So I saw this movie back to back with Hereditary and The Thing, all with Manny, and it was also Manny's first time watching Hereditary and The Thing, and seeing this kind of like magic and joy in Manny's face as he sees like all the special effects and the VFX happen was absolutely a treat. This was amazing. I love everything about this movie. This movie, I'd say, is a masterpiece, and arguably one of the best horror movies out there. Sorry, Hereditary. We did talk about the sequel and the original 1952 make, and seeing how they all kind of like interchange between each other, and yeah. Also with Hereditary and The Thing, we would stop and go back a little bit and watch it again to kind of so I can point out things to him. So like, hey, did you notice that? Hey, did you see that? And seeing like Manny's kind of brain kind of collect all the puzzles and kind of go, oh shit, oh okay, is probably like the best thing for me. I'm like, oh my god, yes, you're finally understanding what the hell I'm seeing, and probably all of you seeing. But yeah, it's an awesome movie, and I love it. Please watch it. The next movie that I saw was Friendship. This is definitely one of those movies where you kind of need some context clues, or I think you need some kind of warm up to what this movie is about, at least comedically wise. And you know what? I'll tell you. This is the synopsis of Friendship by Letterboxd. Men shouldn't have friends. A suburban dad falls hard for his charismatic new neighbor. Yeah, this movie is niche. It's very unique. And shit, probably original. I saw this with Bruno, Daniel, and Nicole. Hey everybody. And so we sat down in the theater. We saw Tim Robinson's character, or no. Let me back up. So we see Tim Robinson's wife, and she's speaking in this kind of like a group therapy session. And Tim Robinson's character is in the background, out of focus. It kind of gets the more expositionary shot, and it goes back, but this time it has Tim Robinson in focus, and the audience just seeing him was already giggling and laughing. And because they already know that Tim Robinson's comedy is a bit more awkward and cringe in a way, but just the right amount where you're laughing at it. And anytime that Tim Robinson was on screen, the entire time, he was able to make the audience laugh. I feel like you need to know and understand the show I think you should leave before you watch this. I feel like that show is such a specific and unique type of comedy that you need some kind of warm up before you watch this movie to kind of go, oh, this is funny, or why are they doing that? It's I would compare this to Uncut Gems in the tamest level. If you saw Uncut Gems and thought, God, this movie is so fucking anxiety inducing, I hate it, I hate this character, I just need to relax, but I still want to watch this movie, this movie is the equivalent to that. It is, if you think Uncut Gems is 11, Friendship is probably about like a 4 or a 5. And hell yeah, it's not for everybody, but it's pretty funny. The next movie that I saw was Deadpool 1. Let me just tell you what the synopsis is. Feel the Love, the origin story of former Special Forces operative turned mercenary Wade Wilson, who, after being subject to a rogue experiment that leaves him with an accelerated healing powers, adopts the alter ego Deadpool. Armed with his new abilities and a dark, twisted sense of humor, Deadpool hunts down the man who nearly destroyed his life. This is just another Marvel movie. Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds. It's got that kid from The Hunt for Wilder People, and he's great in this movie. And I forgot that Josh Brolin is in this, and that dude is fucking yoked. That dude's fucking massive for his age, and this character Cable. Domino's awesome. Yeah, Domino's cool. And this is just another Marvel movie where they curse, and it's like adding pepper to eggs, like, oh fucking big whoop. I feel like I'm being too hard on this movie. This movie is fine, it looks cool, it's funny at times, and yeah, I don't like this kind of form of comedy where they kind of like give a reference, overly complicated reference of like, you look like a topographical map of New Mexico or something like that, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just say I'm ugly. The next movie that I saw was Rudy. I should probably tell you the synopsis of this movie. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Rudy grew up in a steel mill town where most people ended up working at, but wanted to play football at Notre Dame instead. There were only a couple of problems. His grades were a little low, his athletic skills were poor, and he was only half the size of the other players. But he had the drive and the spirit of 5 people and has set his sights upon joining the team. Yeah, this movie is awesome. I feel like this is a movie that everybody saw in high school or middle school or something during a snow day or something. Not me. I do not remember watching this movie at all. But damn, I should have seen it. I should have seen this movie a lot sooner. This movie is pretty damn cool. I'm such a sucker for like feel good sports movies like Waterboy, Remember the Titans, The New Guy, Shaolin Football, like anything like that where there's like an inspirational speech by any of the characters and you kind of like get a little tear. You're like, yeah, I do want to play football. Hell yes. And the fact that this is based on a true story, hell yes. Samwise is amazing in this movie. He is so small so determined, and just like the football and ring, he is determined to get that football ring to the volcano. There's something magical about an underdog story that you just can't help but to really root for them, and that's exactly what's going on here. And hell yes. This guy, the janitor, kind of like giving him the speech of like, what the hell's wrong with you? That's not my responsibility, that's your responsibility. Something like that. um awesome. Yeah, great movie. And yeah, feel super proud of that guy. The next movie that I saw was Trap. First off, I saw this movie because of that damn joke I said in Black Hawk Down. Um, Stupid. This is the synopsis from Letterboxd. 30,000 fans, 300 cops, one serial killer, no escape. A father and teen daughter attend a pop concert where they realize they're at the center of a dark and sinister event. Hell yeah, this movie is... I think M. Night Shyamalan kind of dipped below the radar or kind of mainstream for a little while, but resurged with some of the Split movies, and now with this one. I always like a good mystery where you're constantly learning, you're constantly gathering pawns or puzzle pieces to make the story fit most conclusively. And this is definitely one of those movies where you're constantly learning, you're constantly seeing how smart the main character is, and how he kind of like slimes his way into situations to his benefit. And it might be because he really is that smart, or because everybody is truly that stupid, or maybe because we're the witnesses to this. Yeah, we can't believe that he's getting away with all this. This movie is really fun, and I thought it was gonna end a lot sooner. And the way it ends, and that like final cherry on top, and just M. Night Shyamalan just cannot like resist adding like a little cherry, kind of going like, oop, that one's for me, and kind of to give the audience like, oh my god, kind of. Yeah. And if you've seen it, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But when he fixed that bike, I wouldn't have let anybody. I wouldn't have let him do it. But that's because I know this one was cool. The next movie that I saw was Trap. Let's read the synopsis. No law, only disorder. When a drug heist swerves lethally out of control, a jaded cop fights his way through a corrupt city's criminal underworld to save a politician's son. You know how when you look at like video game trailers or video game cinematics, they look incredibly good and incredibly well shot and very filled and dense with atmosphere, and it just looks good. That is the first like 5-10 minutes of this movie, and it is like so hyper movement, hyper choreographed, and just like all about like what makes a shot look cool. And I think that's what I hate about this movie, and I could not get over it. And it looked good. I'm telling you, it looked good, but it looked so artificially good. It looked like I was in Gotham City, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. But for me, I just was already thrown out of the world when the world looked so video game like, and it almost ruined it for me for the rest of the movie. On top of that, this movie is... I gotta talk to you. This movie is so incredibly choreographed, and the fight scenes were fine, but I'm saying the camera movement, I've never seen this camera stand still for more than a minute. more than 30 seconds really, because this camera was fucking moving any chance it could get, and it was so nauseating. Look, like I saw it in a screen, about, I don't know, 15 by 12, if you know. And it was so much information for me to process that I needed to like close the tab and bring it like further so I can see everything what's going on in the frame as fast as possible. I had to see it in a little iPod, and it was, dude, I'm telling you, there was too much going on in the screen at that kind of close of a distance. This shit was nauseating. They had blood splatter, like real on-set blood, like squibs, and they also had digital squibs, and that blood didn't mix with the hit blood. That was driving me crazy. There was so much blood everywhere, and it just didn't make sense for the story, for the world, and fuck. This movie was a fucking mess. The next movie that I saw was Saturday Night. Let's start by reading the synopsis of this movie. The revolution begins at 11:30. At 11:30 p.m. on October 11th, 1975, a ferocious troupe of young comedians and writers changed television forever. This is the story of what happened behind the scenes in the 90 minutes leading up to the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live. As soon as I finished watching this movie, I kept thinking, how did they rehearse this? How did they make this? And how did they fucking get everybody moving around and remembering everything they had to say? Fucking insane. I mean, I feel like everybody has seen Saturday Night and knows about the comedy, the sketches, whether you've seen it at your grandparents, your parents, or maybe on some kind of Facebook reel that you saw passing by. To see kind of like the origins, the setup, the pawns, and how everything was made, then the anxiety of if the execution is going to work, and if the studio execs are really going to accept and run with this program. Everything about this was anxiety inducing, but at just the right level. It wasn't anxiety, it was worry. I was worried that everything wouldn't work. And yeah, this movie is incredible. This movie is insane. All the people who worked on this, like John Belushi looks like a fucking copy of John Belushi, and it looks so good. He looks like it, he sounds like it, he even has the same attitude as him. Like, I fucking know him. But like, everything is so good. I love the kind of film breath in this. I love, this is an awesome movie. Even if you're not necessarily a remote fan of SNL, you should definitely watch this movie, because it's just cool. The music in this, like little like bongos, a little freestyle, I loved it. Good stuff all around here. Hell yeah, watch this movie. Hey again, it's me. It's the end of the video. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Yeah, I think this was a really fun week for me. Oh, as always, please recommend me a movie. Shout out Cal, shout out Manny, shout out Justino, shout out Lele, shout out Kimbo, shout out Nicole, shout out shout out Brandon, shout out Daniel, shout out Bruno, and shout out Sabin. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thanks for making it to the end. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.